Captains for today will be, or not for today, for this game this week will be Ryan B., Malik Gann on defense, Marcel Williams and Jordan Dowry on offense. As we all know, the game that we always play here closest to November 14th, 1970 is the most important game we play all year. Our players, we do a great job educating our kids of what the history of this school is all about. We bring in Keith Morehouse, who's here, of course, today, and a lot of people to try to explain what the history is to our kids. They understand it, they know the importance of it, and it's just so important that we go out there and play our best football all year on that particular date. So that's happens to be this Saturday. I'm excited as a football coach to have all our ex-players come back and join us on the field prior to the game. That'll be the first time we've done that, and that'll be a special deal. So I want to encourage all those guys that are out there to get back and join us and help us go play a really great game against a team, Charlotte, who Brad Lambert, who we all know, has done a great job with. I mean, you look at them, and statistically, defensively, they're one of the top teams in America. I mean, they held Tennessee last week to 19 yards rushing. Tennessee's offense scored 7 points. Their other 7 points came off of punt returns, so they play great defense. They do a good job controlling the ball offensively, and like I say, to Brad's credit, he's done a great job. He'll have his kids well prepared, and we got to make sure that ours are as well. So I know it's going to be a great day. The weather's going to be great. We're looking forward to a great crowd and excited about the game.
Do you like this game simply because their strength is their run game and your all strength is the run defense, so it gives a pretty nice little physical dynamic right out?
Well, I think there's no doubt that this game is very. I mean, it's it'll be our defense versus it's kind of similar. We're very similar teams right now at this point. Offensively and defensively, I think we're playing pretty good defense as well. So it's going to be a battle of defense, and like seem like they always do. Is you got to find a way to win that turnover battle. That's what it's going to come down to. I mean, that's what every game we've played this year, we take care of the ball, we've won. So we're 5-0. We take care of the football. So if we got to find a way to make sure we do that again this week.
What have you seen out of Coach Lambert's team over the last couple of years, that progression that they've made up? It seems like they've made big strides this year.
The one thing, Brad, I mean, he does a tremendous job of coaching those guys up. They're extremely well coached. He does a great job with that. Obviously, he's done a good job recruiting. He's got some guys, on defense as well as offensively that can play. So, I'm happy for Brad every Saturday except for this one. I'm happy that he's doing well, and he's got that team playing really hard. But we got to find a way to beat them this week.
Their running back, Benny LeMay. What does he bring to the table? It seems like he's gotten a little bit bigger from last year.
He is. He's about 5'8", about 5'9". He's about 5'10". He's about 230 pounds. He's very physical. I know I heard Coach Fuller when we were meeting last night with the defense that show me 5 clips where somebody has brought him down. He's similar to Singletary. He's hard to get tackle with just one guy. He makes the first guy miss, and so you got to rally to the ball as we did with Singletary. It'll be the same type of challenge we had there, but he's a bit more bigger, a little more physical.
You look offensively, and you brought in Isaiah last week, and you said you liked some things with him in the second half. Is he going to be the starter this Saturday?
Yes, he will be. Yes.
Talk a little bit about, you mentioned the significance of the game, but those kids seem to rally around this week and always show up and really take an extra ounce of pride in playing hard.
Well, they need to. And like I said, that's why Keith, we work, and you're part of that. I mean, we work extremely hard educating these kids on what, when they come in here, a lot of them, they've seen the movie, and that's been about the extent of it, and from that point on, we try to do a great job this week, and, Mark Gale does a great job, and, Rev, and, we have a lot of people that, we do something every day to make sure these kids understand how important this game is and what it means to our community, our fan base, and our school, and so, by the time game rolls around, normally they've got a good understanding of how important it is, and this week will be no different.
That's even a little bit of pressure on them, but they seem to respond.
They do, and they're going to have to respond again on Saturday against a good football team.
You look at, and defensive line-wise for Charlotte, they had Ogunjobi a couple of years ago, and he's doing things in the NFL. They got another guy this year in Highsmith that, sort of a similar guy. He's a havoc guy and really disrupts anything you're trying to get.
Yeah, they do. They haven't got that safety back there. It just makes plays all over the place, and their right tackle is an NFL guard. I mean, he's going to be a draft pick in the NFL as a guard, and he's playing right tackle for him. But you know, they got good players, and they had that back LeMay a year ago that was a really couple years ago, a really good player, and so he's done a nice job. I mean, they got great facility. It's a great location, and you know, like somebody told me, and it wasn't like that when I was at NC State, but there's like 30 or 35 Division I prospects in the Charlotte area this year. So that's, you know, it's a great recruiting area for them, and they've done a nice job of getting those kids to stay home.
Except for those defensive penalties, your defense played really well last week.
We did. You know, we did. You know, unfortunately, we got the one fake field goal where, you know, Drayton had him covered, and unfortunately, we got the interference call there. And to be honest with you, they got the jailbreak screen, and they got the reverse. That was about the extent of it, and a couple penalties on there that were, you know. But that being said, you know, we got to eliminate the penalties, and we got to eliminate penalties, and we got to take care of the ball. That's where that game was lost. So we got to do a better job of doing those things.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't Tyree play with Sharefs at Miami?
He did.
Quarterback?
He did.
Is it
He did.
a situation where you might lean on him, trying to get a little bit of intel on what to expect from Sharefs?
I called him last night. No, you know, Tyree was there when he was there, and of course he was at Miami, which tells you he's had some ability coming out of high school.
Tyree had one catch Saturday. What do you see that's really limiting him?
Well, we got to do a better job of making plays, putting him in position to make plays, and when he's putting, and you know, unfortunately in that game we did not make enough plays, you know, offensively to win the game. So that being said, we got to do a better job taking care of it, and when we get the opportunity to make plays, we got to throw it and we got to catch it.
All good.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I do want to. You know, there's been some things on you know, why we did what we did, and I'm sure would like to ask that question, but I'm going to tell you why we did what we did at the quarterback position. And I think number one, you know, we felt like we needed a spark, all right, because offensively we weren't doing what we wanted to get done offensively. So we felt like we had a quarterback that we needed to make that change at that point, and we felt like we wanted to be aggressive at that point offensively. And hindsight's 20/20. Knowing what we know now, it probably wasn't a great decision. It wasn't a great decision. If he would have thrown a 30-yard seam down there and it would have been completed, and we kicked a field goal or scored a touchdown, then it probably would have been the greatest decision ever made. So you know, that, and going back to the, you know, going back, if you take a look back, I'm not saying it's the same situation, but if you go back to the Middle Tennessee game that we played, we had the exact amount within 5 or 6 seconds on the clock of, I think it was 54 seconds left in the half. We were aggressive again offensively, and in 17 seconds we scored a touchdown, and we went in 17-7 at the half, all right, and which was a great decision at that point. And I just, you know, number one, you know, as a head football coach, you know, there's no question after the fact it's easy for us to sit back and say we've made a great decision or we made a bad decision. At that point, I'll be honest with you, you know, I feel terrible about that decision because it hurt our football team. You know, it hurt our football team. And, you know, I can assure you one thing, you know, as the head football coach here, I'm responsible for all those decisions regardless. And I can assure you I love this university and I love this football team and I love what this community is all about. And we're going to work extremely hard to put these kids in a situation to win. And that's all I care about, okay? And, you know, like I say, we're not perfect. We are on Mondays and we are on Sundays, but we're not perfect at time on Saturdays. And, again, you know, I just that's a situation that we felt was the right thing to do at the time, but it turned out it wasn't, and that's on me. And I take full responsibility for that. And that being said, that like I say, it's we're going to do everything we can possibly do to win football games around here. I can assure you that.
Thanks, Coach.